Hello everyone! Dear students, today we are reading chapter 5, The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role. This is an article written by Nani Palkhiwala. Nani Palkhiwala was a jurist and economist. This article was published in the Indian Express on 24th November 1994. The issues that Nani Palkhiwala had raised regarding the declining health of the earth continue to have relevance. In this article, Nani Palkhiwala has raised some issues regarding the declining health of the earth. Declining means diminishing or deteriorating. He's talking about diminishing health of the earth, and these issues continue to have relevance. Relevance means importance, relevancy or applicability. These issues continue to be relevant. One cannot recall any moment in world history which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the Green Movement, which started nearly 25 years ago. Now, the article was published in 1994. This is what Nani Palkhiwala is telling us about the ailing planet and the Green Movement's role in 1994. It was published in 1994. Nani Palkhiwala starts by saying that one cannot recall. To recall means to recollect or remember. One cannot remember any movement in world history, movement as a mass campaign. One cannot recall any movement, any mass campaign in world history which has gripped the imagination. Gripped the imagination. To grip means to grasp, to affect, or to take over, to take control. Imagination refers to thinking or understanding. One cannot remember a single moment in world history which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the Green Movement. It has gripped the imagination. It has taken over the thinking of human race so completely and so rapidly. Completely and rapidly. Rapidly means fast. None of the movements was so fast, so rapid, and so complete as the Green Movement. This Green Movement started nearly 25 years ago. We said the article was published in 1994. In 1972, the world's first nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Here we find out that the first nationwide Green Party was set up or established in New Zealand in 1972. And since then, the movement has not looked back. Ever since, this movement has not looked back. Here it means it hasn't slowed down. We have shifted, one hopes, irrevocably from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. Nani Palkhiwala is saying that we have shifted. To shift means to change or move. It refers to a slight change in position, direction, or tendency. We have changed, we have shifted. One hopes, hopefully, irrevocably. We have shifted, hopefully, irrevocably. Irrevocably means in a way that cannot be changed, reversed, revoked, or recovered. something that cannot be retrieved or reversed. We have shifted, one hopes, irrevocably from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. Here, mechanistic view stands for something of the machine. Mechanistic means relating to a machine, to mechanics, something of mechanics or of the machine. We have shifted from this mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view. A holistic and ecological view stands for a complete and comprehensive view of ecology which takes into account all species, every single species. Holistic stands for complete or comprehensive view. It is characterized by the belief that the parts of something are intimately interconnected with each other, only to the reference to the whole. It means they are related or concerned with whole or complete system rather than with a part of the whole. Ecological means connected with the relation of plants and living creatures to each other and to their environment. We have shifted, one hopes, irrevocably from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. It is a shift in human perceptions as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and the other planets revolved around the Sun. Nani Palkhivala continues by saying that it is a shift, it is a change in human perceptions, in human view or insight or acumen. It is a shift in human view, in human perceptions as revolutionary. Revolutionary stands for something that involves or causes a complete or dramatic change. So this shift from mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view is a shift in human insight, in human perceptions, as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and the other planets revolved round the Sun. To revolve means to move around. Nicholas Copernicus, was a mathematician, an astronomer. He formulated a model of the entire universe that placed the Sun rather than Earth at the center of the universe. So at that time, this was also revolutionary, something that was bringing and involving a dramatic change. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the Earth itself is a living organism, an enormous being of which we are parts. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness or awareness. There is this growing awareness, worldwide awareness, that the Earth itself is a living organism. Organism here stands for a living thing, a system. Earth itself is a living organism. This is a growing worldwide consciousness that the Earth is also a living organism, an enormous being of which we are parts, a huge being of which we too are parts. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes. Metabolic stands for metabolism, relating to metabolism, the chemical processes within the body that change food and other things into energy. Vital refers to necessary, very necessary or essential. This enormous being has its own metabolic needs and vital processes, and these need to be respected and preserved. This too is a living organism, the Earth, so its own metabolical needs, which it has, and vital processes, these need to be respected. They need to be preserved. And as it said, we are all parts of it. We are all a part of this enormous being. The Earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining health. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. The Earth's vital signs reveal, they show us, they are disclosing a patient in declining health. Declining means diminishing or deteriorating. The Earth's vital signs are showing a patient in declining health, in deteriorating health. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations. Ethical means moral, relating to moral principles, connected with beliefs and principles about what is right and what is wrong. Obligation stands for duty or commitment. So we have begun to realize our duty, our moral duty, to be good stewards. Here, stewards refers to caretakers. This is our duty, to be good caretakers of the planet and responsible trustees. Here, planet refers to our Earth. Responsible trustees means trusted people or those who look after a trust or organization. We should be good caretakers of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. Legacy refers to legal heritage or even consequences to future generations. It is our ethical duty to be good caretakers of our planet and responsible citizens, responsible human beings, and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. Here, Nani Palkiwala is talking about the things we are going to leave behind for future generations. What will we leave for the generations that are coming? The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. In its report, it defined the idea as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. That is, without stripping the natural world of resources future generations would need. It is said that the concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987. Sustainable development is a development that takes care of the present needs and ensures at the same time that there are enough resources for the future generations. Sustainable refers to being able to be maintained at a certain rate or level. It means able to be upheld or defended. Development, as in sustainable development, means development that meets these needs without compromising the future generations and their abilities to meet their needs. It means there should be no stripping the world of resources. Stripping stands for destroying. It means we are leaving something for future generations. However, it should be without destroying the natural world of resources which future generations would need. We should leave the planet in much better condition for the future generations. This is something that is a legacy to future generations. Here, to meet the needs, ability of future generations to meet their needs means to satisfy their needs. Clean air, clean soil, clean water, and so on. In the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads, "The world's most dangerous animal." Inside the cage, there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself. Thanks to the efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness has now dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world. He has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to one based on partnership. In the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, it is said, there is a cage, there is an enclosure. Cage means an enclosure used to enclose a bird or an animal. There is a cage where the notice reads, "The world's most dangerous animal." However, inside the cage, there is no animal. There is a mirror where you see yourself. Thanks to the efforts of number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness has now dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world. To dawn upon means to become clear or evident. Thanks to the efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness, a new consciousness has now become evident. It has become clear that the most dangerous animal in the world is human. He stands for human. He has realized the wisdom of shifting, of changing from a system based on domination to one based on partnership. Human has realized that a shift is needed, a shift from a system based on domination, based on complete rule or control, to a system based on partnership, a different kind of system, where we are more equal, perhaps. Scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the Earth. Estimates vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. Biologists reckon that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish unnamed in ignominious darkness. Nani Palkiwala is saying that the scientists have catalogued, they have listed, they have classified about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the Earth. These are the ones that are classified. Estimates vary wildly. Estimates means some approximate calculation or judgment, value, quantity, or extent of something. These are estimates. Approximately, estimates vary wildly as regards the still uncatalogued living species. We still don't know information about the species that haven't been listed, that haven't been catalogued. Species means varieties of animals and plants. Biologist is a scientist who studies living beings. Biologists reckon means estimate. They estimate that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish, still remain unnoticed. There is a big number of species that still languish unnamed. To languish means to remain unnoticed. Languish also means to decay or weaken. These species still remain unnoticed, unnamed, in ignominious darkness. Ignominious darkness means to remain in the dark, in a humiliating manner. Ignominious stands for undignified, infamous, or humiliating, something that is embarrassing or mortifying. Ignominious darkness, to remain in the dark in a humiliating manner. These species, it is said, are still not named. They are unnamed and they remained unnoticed in this darkness, in this humiliating manner, which doesn't necessarily have to be humiliating if they're not catalogued, because there are many different species. However, the way that we care about our planet could be considered as something quite humiliating. Further on, Nani Palkhivala continues. One of the early international commissions which dealt inter alia with the question of ecology and environment was the Brand Commission, which had a distinguished Indian as one of its members, Mr. L.K. Jha. The first Brand report raised the question, are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes, and ailing environment? It is said that one of the early international commissions, which were dealing with inter alia, stands for among other things. These early international commissions were dealing with, among other things, with the question of ecology and environment. One of these commissions was the Brand Commission. It had a distinguished Indian. Distinguished means well known, as one of its members. This was Mr. L.K. Jha. The first Brand report raised the question. It put out the question, are we to leave our successors? Successors means someone who is inheriting. Are we to leave them a scorched planet? Scorched stands for burned by flames or heat. It means dried out by the heat of the sun. Are we supposed to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts. Advancing stands for expanding forward. Deserts are expanding forward. Are we supposed to leave them a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes, and ailing environment? Impoverished stands for deprived. Deprived landscapes and ailing environment. Environment that is sick, that is in poor health. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are four: fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands, and they form the foundation of the global economic system. In addition to supplying our food, these four systems provide virtually all the raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum-derived synthetics. Here it is said that Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his book, The Global Economic Prospect, global refers to of the Earth. He points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are four. Principal means main. Main biological systems are four: fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. Cropland is a place where crops are grown. These four form the foundation, the base. They form the foundation of the global economic system. They form a base of our economic system. In addition to supplying our food, means not only they supply us food, these four systems provide virtually all the raw materials. Virtually means almost. Almost all the raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum-derived synthetics. These four systems provide almost all the raw materials for industry except minerals. Minerals stands for substances extracted from mines. And petroleum-derived synthetics. Derived means to obtain, to get. Synthetics stands for chemical compounds. So these four systems provide virtually all the raw materials for industry except minerals and petroleum-derived synthetics. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, a point where their productivity is being impaired. In large areas of the world, in many places in the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level. Claims means demands, human demands. Human demands are huge. Human demands on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, a level that cannot be sustained. A point where their productivity is being impaired. Impaired means harmed or damaged or weakened. When this happens, fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wastelands. When this happens, when human claims on these systems reach unsustainable level, there is a point when their productivity is being harmed. Fisheries collapse. they get ruined. Forests disappear, grasslands are changed, they are converted into barren wastelands. Barren means something that is infertile or waste, deserted. And croplands deteriorate. To deteriorate means to fall in quantity, to decline or to worsen. In a protein-conscious and protein-hungry world, overfishing is common every day. Nani Palkhivala continues saying that in a protein-conscious and protein-hungry world, in a world hungry for proteins, where all the needs must be met, local overfishing is common every day. Overfishing means fishing more than it is allowed or sustainable. Overfishing is common every day in this world, which is protein conscious and protein hungry. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated in order to procure firewood for cooking. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated. They are being reduced drastically in order to procure or to obtain, to get firewood for cooking. In some places, firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside it. It means firewood has become so expensive it is more expensive than the food. What goes under the pot, which means wood, is more costly than what goes inside the pot, which is food. Since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Myers, the powerhouse of evolution, several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. Tropical means places that are hot and humid. Here, Dr. Myers says that tropical forests are the powerhouse of evolution. Powerhouse here refers to main source of power, and evolution refers to development or growth over a long time, advancement. Dr. Myers says that the tropical forest is the powerhouse of evolution. Several species of life face extinction as a result of destruction. Extinction stands for decimation. To face extinction means to have no living members of its kind. Since the tropical forest is the powerhouse evolution, many species are facing extinction as a result of its ruin, of its destruction. Dear students, this is part 1.